The fourth wall.
Greetings and salutations, everyone, and welcome to the Dirt Sheet Radio Raw Post Show Rewind for July the 8th, 2024. I am Tyler, the Pro Wrestling Hipster. Gentlemen, introduce yourselves and let's talk about Monday Night Raw.
Caesar, go introduce yourself.
Okay, how's it going, guys? I'm Caesar. I'm hanging out with these boys talking about pro wrestling and some certain topics tonight. And of course, we have the other gentleman here. CJ, introduce yourself.
You just did. CJ Carter here as always. Let's talk Monday Night Raw.
All right, guys, it is Monday night, and we are here to talk about that live 3-hour show that we make it through every single week. But hey, before we get into tonight's main event and what happened after the main event, I just need to give a quick shout out to our partner on the web, comicbookclick.com. Yes, that's comicbookclick.com/dirtsheetradio. Check it out for all kinds of pop culture, comic book, wrestling news, live updates, everything you can want and more. Make it your homepage. Check it out multiple times a day, just like we do, not because we're obligated to do so legally, but because we love doing it. And folks, while you're there at comicbookclick.com, take a check out and look at our new sponsor, NordVPN. NordVPN, folks, if you sign up through our website and sign up for 1 full year of NordVPN, you will get 72% off that subscription, folks. And you did not hear me incorrectly. 72% off if you sign up for 1 full year through our website. Go do that. Go do it right now. Well, not right this second. Wait.
We'll wait.
The show, and then go. We'll wait. We'll wait. Okay.
We're not waiting. Do it later.
Oh, I'm down for
okay.
it.
All right. You're right. We don't have time for that.
I was enjoying the hangout and talking
we
about
have a 3-hour show to cover. CJ's
about
right.
One person's death.
But, possibly. But all right. So tonight's main event was mixed tag action. We had Liv Morgan and Dirty or Daddy Dom, depending on who you are, taking on.
You want to call him
Rey
Daddy?
Mysterio and Zelina Vega. I don't want to. But if that's his name, man. I'm going to respect it. But yeah, mixed tag action. Dom finally picks up a win over his father in just about 14 minutes. But that's not the story.
He's what now? 1-2 against his dad, or 1-2?
Yep, 1 and 2.
Yeah. But that's not the story, guys.
No, it's
The
not.
story is what happened after.
It's just
Mommy is home.
I got scared when that happened.
I think
I'm not even joking.
everybody got scared. Liv's gone. Liv's split. She's
I heard-
out of the
I heard she jumped the border.
shoot. Well,
just took a run and jump and just landed.
hopefully she wasn't
right
like
in
trying to
Ottawa.
smuggle
Well-
cigarettes or
well-
anything,
Toronto is Ottawa's pretty close to the border, so.
Taking your word on that. I'm an American, so I'm really bad at geography.
Well, actually, CJ's closer than me. I'm pretty sure.
No, I'm on the island.
I mean, like, were you actually usually? Or
Usually, yeah.
Exactly.
But what did you think of the match itself, guys? Like, it felt like it was the main event, but obviously the match wasn't the story here.
Nope.
It was everything surrounding it.
Yeah.
It did go 14 minutes, like I said. It felt a little bit longer than that to me. I don't know why, but it did. But what do you guys think of the match and Rhea's return?
It served its purpose. Straight up.
Rhea's return or the match?
Like the match, just to
Okay.
do some stuff, get the story forwarded, and then all of a sudden, like the one thing on the side here shown, getting close, and then this is my brutality. All of a sudden, it goes off.
Yeah.
I wasn't screaming.
It was very much like Caesar said, just to kind of get us from point A to point B. Like, this wouldn't have had, like, Rhea's return wouldn't have worked so well if Dom wasn't caught in a compromised position.
Mhm.
But I mean, this whole time has been, when Rhea's come back, or when Rhea comes back, she's gonna kill you. So yeah, obviously we're getting that confrontation proper next week. So very much looking forward to that. Liv sold her part very well. Dom continues to be a great comedic character.
Huck?
Like when he tries to sell this hug, like we're gonna see in John's Twitter timeline right here, like it still very much rings of that Eddie China sort of relationship where he's going for that. Yeah, like very much a wasn't me sort of mentality. But no, I think exactly that right there. That is Dominic next
foreshadowing.
I really hope they go with a like slightly parody kind of esque like series of sketches of "It Wasn't Me" style stuff next week. That would be absolutely fantastic.
I hope so too.
That'd be great. No, there was.
You know what this means, though. You know what this means. If the storyline goes the way it should, Rhea Ripley is going to be doing Playboy soon. So hold on, everybody, hold on to your toes. Or
wouldn't it be something else, not Playboy?
Anymore. But no, there was. I'm swinging this back to the match. There was
thank you
talk online ahead of Rhea coming back that she was going to be potentially brought back before she is capable of doing a lot of physicality in the ring. But that being said, so what do you think they do? Like they originally said this injury could have her sidelined for up to a year, and she's back very early. And she was, I think obviously not moving quite up to her full speed there when she came back. But what do you think they're going to do here? How long do you think it'll be before she's actually going to be able to step in the ring and have that full-fledged match with Liv? Are we looking at I don't think SummerSlam's too soon, I would assume.
What I'm thinking is going to happen is for the next little while, they're going to do a bunch of, like you said, little skit, or John was saying, like little things here and there about like it wasn't me and that kind of stuff. And then at SummerSlam, what is it? Liv? Or no, it's who does Liv even have at SummerSlam? Nobody, right? I don't think.
Yeah, I mean,
no.
So they might throw somebody in there for the match. Obviously, Liv won't lose, and then Rhea will show up, but they won't actually go forward with anything too quickly. Like they'll just keep going, and then once they get the green light, then Rhea will go full send and just crack skulls.
What would be wild is if they kind of just set up a scenario where Rhea Ripley directly makes sure that title stays on Liv Morgan.
I could see it.
So she can just kick the shit out of her and take it back.
She'll like almost like pull strings to keep her from losing the belt, always show up in the matches that are title shots. Kind
of like the anti-CM Punk role.
Yeah.
Right now. Kind of the opposite of what CM Punk's doing.
So she'll say something like, Liv, I hate you, but I want to take the belt off of you myself, not these other chicks kind of thing. And that would be some storytelling right there. Let's go. Give me.
I don't necessarily believe that the timeline as told was accurate. Like it. Don't know, but that's what I'm saying. Like this is just my opinion. I don't like we've seen instances in the past where, like John Cena, for example, when they were like 12 to 16 months or whatever, and he comes back in like 6. Like that kind of thing where he, he's superhuman. Like this sets her up for, she got so pissed off at
the adrenaline kicked in.
Liv Morgan that she just,
swallowed stem
healed
cells.
Herself.
Now she's healed.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think, like, again, to kind of, no, it's not here, but
sorry, the Cheaters one right there. That's fantastic. Sorry. As a long-time fan of Cheaters,
I remember that show.
Greco, sorry you got stabbed that one time, buddy, but you shouldn't have been on the boat to begin with.
Woo! No, I think they'll do that for a little while. Like you're saying, like they'll do some little vignettes here and there, and then eventually Rhea will be like, "I'm gonna keep an eye on you. I'm not gonna let you lose it because I want you at like insert PLE here, and I want you at your best, and then I'll completely destroy you, and then leave with my belt, kind of thing."
But not
also, there's Molly. There we go.
Molly, little Molly Holly. Do you think this is it for Dom and Rhea's relationship? Is there going to be some groveling, or is she just going to be done with it next week?
I think she's going to get her revenge and stomp some asses and shit like that first, then leave. Like Ted.
I don't know. I think there's the way they've been doing long-term storytelling under Triple H's
Thank God.
WWE has been significantly better than under Vince. So if anything, they may let Rhea's decision kind of sit and stew for a few weeks. They may say, oh, we're like Rhea's just thinking it over. And then, week after SummerSlam, she'll be like, or like 2 nights after SummerSlam, she'll be like, I made my decision, except in Australian. And like either way,
different language.
Right then, good day. I made my decision. I'm sorry. If we have viewers in Australia, I apologize for.
We love you guys. Don't worry, we love you. Holy.
But yeah, and that would be a way too for them to kind of stretch it. Sorry, Molly, for them to stretch this out a little bit more too. If they did kind of stretch out the decision with that, so they kind of get that out of the way. But I don't know. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. It was awesome to see Rhea back. She got a hell of a pop coming back.
Oh, she did. My question is there enough time to set up for someone to be in there as a filler going into the next PLE with Liv? Could they do Zelina? Or would it be somebody else, you think? Because they're not going to throw Rhea in right away. They want to get the green light first before they go for it.
Problem is, with SummerSlam 3 weeks away, you're going to throw a filler feud into SummerSlam?
That's what I'm kind of asking. What would you do? Is what I'm thinking.
Well, I think either they set Rhea and Liv up to be the match for SummerSlam and then find a way to circumvent and say, no, this match isn't going to happen tonight, and kind of extend that even a little further. Or you just don't promote a match. You don't have a match at SummerSlam. I think you have kind of a situation where because there's fewer matches on the card now, if you have one women's match, then you don't need one from the other. So I think because Bayley is facing Nia Jax, that can be the women's singles match.
Bayley facing Nia Jax with Tiffy looming.
Yeah,
it's very true.
Yeah,
the only thing I could see them doing that might make sense is maybe a mixed tag just to test out how Rhea's doing. And if she's not doing well, then they'll take her out. But
that wouldn't be a bad idea either. Like when she is, back in the ring, kind of having a break in with a mixed tag, that'd be a really good idea. That's pretty common.
Yeah.
It's a pretty common trope there.
She'll be on Dom's team, but she'll be upset with him as can be. Like she won't want to deal with him. But like she'll go to tag him and be like,
she'll tag him by slapping him in the back of the head.
Yeah, she won't even be happy about it. She's just
you guys catch that little WWE.com social media exclusive there? It's all going to plan, my friends. That evil little demon is getting everything she wants.
Yep. That real that smile when she turns around here. It's like, that's exactly what she wanted.
Somewhere, and he doesn't even know why because he probably didn't watch the show tonight. But somewhere, Jim Ross just woke up from a dead sleep and just shouted, "Jezebel!" And he has no idea why. But he
probably
did.
At home, chilling on his couch.
And Missy Hyde's like, "Quiet, Jim, quiet."
There we go. That poster.
Oh my God! And if it's a ladder match, I mean, come on.
Dominic.
They just put the belt on the side and let them have the match for custody, please.
Okay, Sid. Since the comments there, I've been to Australia. Shout out Brisbane, and I just made a joke. I love Australia. I miss it every day.
Oh no, he has an opinion.
All right, gentlemen, anything else on the main event and Rhea Ripley's return, or shall we hop around to the front of the show?
Dom, if you're watching this, you're screwed. That's all I've got.
Not in the
the good way either. Just like you're done. You're done.
Yeah, I think I've pretty much said everything I wanted to. We can head back up to the top.
All right, we are going to hop up to the night. So tonight's Monday Night Raw emanated from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, from the Canadian Tire Center.
No, it's actually Canadian Tire.
I was gonna ask, like, so is that like I just want to know, because this is for my own edification, because we name arenas and shit, all sorts of things down here. Is that like a chain of like tire shops up there?
No, it's like a hardware store.
Yeah, hardware. It does have like an automotive center.
Yeah, it's like hardware, sports, garden stuff, and like.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, it's
okay.
I guess like a Rona kind of vibe, I guess you could say.
Okay. All right, that's kind of awesome. All right, cool. Thank you. I appreciate that, guys.
Learning with CJ and Caesar about Canada.
Yeah, I love all I get to learn about our neighbors to the Great White North there, But folks, Raw came to us live from Connecticut. The show opened with CM Punk making his way out. Punk made his way out to the ring and cut a CM Punk promo.
Damn it, Phil.
He is angry and he is justifying everything he has done, kind of. Like, he really didn't come off super face-like. I mean, it's kind of Punk's shtick. If you're going to like him, you're going to like him. If you're going to hate him, you're going to hate him. So, this wasn't a promo that was designed to change anyone's opinion on him. You felt the way about him, the way you did walking in, walking out. And of course, this did eventually summon out one Seth freaking Rollins. But guys, what'd you think of the opening segment here tonight? The repartee between the two of them this evening. I enjoyed the verbal sparring here, but what'd you guys think tonight?
I liked it a lot. I've been a big fan of CM Punk back since, ECW, and Rollins I've been a big fan of since NXT. So they have a really great dynamic. And the thing that I loved seeing about their interaction on Saturday was because it was kind of like just such a subtle thing that unless you were really thinking about the implication, because Seth didn't take the pin.
Right.
So for me, it took me a second to be like, oh yeah, Seth actually did lose his shot at the title while Priest is champ. So it was so like it excites me for what comes next, but I still don't know like what shape CM Punk is in. Like, they haven't said even now whether he was clear or if he still has to heal a little bit more. So
yeah, because even a few weeks ago he had mentioned like, I'm gonna go see if I can get cleared, and then you're right, they never said anything after that though.
No. So like, if they want to build for SummerSlam, I'd be fine with that. I just was expecting an announcement tonight, and
that'll be next week.
Well, it would have to be, because then, what's a 2-week build for Rollins versus Punk? Like, yeah, they could do it, but
yeah, I don't know.
It's an interesting interjection because obviously Drew McIntyre not in the building as he is kayfabe. 1 second, Molly, come here. Stop that. Quit messing with that. Sorry. Well, she jumped off the couch and now she's running amok around the living room.
Damn.
But Molly, quit. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. No. Oh God. Okay. Anyway, but like without him being there, it was a little bit different. He's kayfabe, suspended, fined, whatever the case is on that. So they are having to kind of, I don't know, keep it going along, but it's a weird little triple interplay here, and I don't really know what exactly the full end game is. I don't know if they're going to try to get one of the one-on-one feuds out of the way first and then move on to the other. I don't know. I don't know.
I just wanted to tell this guy to go take a cold shower. What the hell, bro? On your main profile?
Listen,
Jesus Christ.
Listen. If you have to
bonk,
ask that question,
bonk,
we're gonna get like the bonk bat, the bonk hammer, the whatever. Just go over there somewhere.
Yeah, the bonk hammer.
We've moved on a while now.
Yeah, we're on a whole new topic here, guys. We're on a whole new topic.
We appreciate you showing up, but
yeah, let's stay on topic.
If I may interject, yeah. the two of them, like promo wise, I could watch like all day. Like they're going back and forth. It's been awesome to watch. But like with CJ, you mentioned there's like 3 weeks till SummerSlam. They could cook something up. It wouldn't be like 10-star certain person rating system match, but it would be something definitely to get it started.
Oh yeah, like they definitely could, but I mean, you had you had the night to really take some time to do it, and they just didn't. So that didn't leave me with a whole lot of faith that they would be able to handle a 2-week build, but at least now the seed is planted.
Guys,
if not SummerSlam, then maybe not long after.
Super side note, Ethan Page got side plates.
I believe it.
Okay.
And nothing against Ethan Page, is just like, why? What is he
world champ, baby? World champ,
but
man.
like,
That's how they
how
roll.
come NXT's spoiling their superstars and Maine can't even get side plates? That's what I'm asking.
The only thing that makes sense to me now would be when they gave them the titles, they forgot to actually make the side plates removable. And so the belt maker just has like a bunch of like replacements on back order.
Well, okay, so
the material now, so we have to wait.
I know that they're going to wrestle in a little bit, and we'll obviously talk about them more in depth then. But Caesar pointed out in the group chat that JD McDonough does not have side plates on his tag title. Does Finn?
I don't think he does.
None of the WWE or what is this World Tag Team Championship belts have side plates.
Nope.
But the girls Ilia, Dunne, and Alba Fire did get side plates, so it's fairly reasonable to believe maybe someone messed up on the size of the side plate hole on the tag titles, and they just don't fit any.
This is what happens when you stop using. Was it Dave McMillan?
Fuck Dave Milliken or whatever.
Oh,
the fuck
I
his
thought
name
people
is.
liked him.
That guy's an asshole. This dude, I've never worked with him, right? But this dude makes top quality replica belts, and he'll take your fucking payment for like $10,000 or whatever, and he'll make you wait 8 years or with no contact. You've almost been ripped off. I can't imagine what kind of people allow this man to keep their money for that long without filing some type of complaint. So he what happens is he'll do the belts of big famous people first. If AEW or WWE or Cody Rhodes asks for a belt, he'll get that shit done instantly. If you're a normal person and you try to order from him, you're literally waiting years to the point where you feel ripped off. There are countless stories of this happening. It's so crazy that as a fan, I think to myself, how does this happen? Like, how is he allowed to continue doing what he does? But of course, I've never done business with him myself because of that reason. And fuck that guy.
You heard it here, folks. Straight from DSR. Screw this guy.
I had no idea. I learn something new every day on DSR, guys. That's
from Canadian Learning with CJ and Caesar to Tyler and John's belt reviews.
Hey, I'm going to take John's word on that. John's a belt dude. John, I like title belts. I think belts are cool. John fucking loves title belts.
John has his shit figured out, guys. If you don't know, you know now.
But guys, anything else? Oh, sorry, Molly just elbowed her in the head there a little bit. Anything else on that opening promo with Seth and Punk?
You try to be like Drew McIntyre, elbowing people?
Right. Catching fines.
Is Molly gonna fine you like 50 dog treats or something?
No, she can have those whenever she wants. No, so just real quick, here's what happened. She wouldn't get back on the couch because as she was trying to get back on the couch, Ziggy, one of the cats, like swung at her a couple times, and then she was afraid to come back.
Animal feuds.
To be fair, she's been growling and barking at Ziggy for like 3 days, so this is kind of just, they're figuring stuff out.
There's gonna be a pay-per-view match.
Exactly.
Or PLE match. Oops. Cancelled. Anyways, what's next here?
But moving backstage, We had Pearce apologizing to Dom that he did not return his texts and calls because he was dealing with Drew McIntyre, the whole Drew McIntyre situation. And this is just Dom pleading with Adam that he didn't want to be, tagging with Liv tonight. And that was just kind of this little, plug and setup for the main event this evening that we discussed at the top of the show. Taking us to our next match on the card, we had Jey Uso taking on the now afflicted by Dementors Chad Gable. Jay picked up the win here in just about 7 minutes before all hell broke loose.
No,
really, Jay got kind of a distraction win here. The lights started to flicker down. The weird sounds happened. He got the win, and then he yeeted himself right out of Dodge. And poor Chad is being chased around, stalked.
See, what I was gonna say is like the match is kind of, to requote myself, was it served its purpose. They had a bit of back and forth, and then eventually, like you just said, the lights went down a little bit. The part that I thought was really funny was like he got the pin, got up, he did the yeet, and then just halfway through one, just booked it. Like, it was great. Yeah.
Well, and when Chad was running up the ramp, a fan yelled, "Look out behind you, Chad!" And he fell. He fell. It was fantastic.
Was there someone behind him?
No, there wasn't. There was no one. No, he just spun and did a little he O'Connor rolled himself and then kept going.
Yeah, so Chad sold, basically, what you're saying. He went with it. That's good.
He sold a ghost. He sold to John Cena himself out there. He couldn't see.
God?
Yeah. Hey, God wrestled a match.
Heard his stats on WWE 2K24 is 1,000, not 99.
But this did result in Abigail, whatever they're calling her. They still haven't really narrowed that down. This did result in her bringing out another VHS, which they did air later tonight. But guys, what do you think? What do you think? This is week 3, right? We're in week 3 of the Wyatt 6. And we'll talk about the VHS segment a little bit later. But as far as the in-ring, in-arena segments and content they've done for this, how are you guys feeling with it?
I'll let you go first, CJ. I'll give you this one.
I like it. It's I was worried originally when they were talking about who was going to make up the stable, and I remember coming on here and saying something to the effect of, I was hoping that they would do Bray Wyatt proper justice, and not just throw all the oddballs into this stable. I will talk a little bit more about it when we get to the VHS tape, but that fear has been dissuaded. Nikki is great in this role, in this particular segment, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where this goes.
So, I completely agree with CJ. I'm waiting every week, going, "What's going to happen? What's going to happen? When's the thing going to be showing up?" My question, because this was all over social media, is someone was saying, what if it's not actually, what's her face, Nikki Cross, and it's somebody else that's playing Abigail? Could there be somebody else?
Probably not. It looks like her build. I mean, she's...
Did we not see her... Spoilers. Did we not see her face like we saw Rowan and Joe Gacy?
No, also... Wasn't she in the picture at the Waffle House?
I know. You know how social media is. They make up sorts of stuff. But I'm enjoying the hell out of this. The very first one, the very first video. Oh, yeah. The very first video was the one that really sold us when he was being interviewed. Mm-hmm. This new one, not even joking, I was waiting for him to say something like, "Run or let me in," a Wyatt quote. I was waiting for that. I was hoping he was going to do it, but he didn't do it. So, week by week, just got to wait and see what happens.
Right. All right, so that's going to take us on to our next match on the card. We had Bronson Reed taking on Pete Dunne. Reed picks up the win here in, what's my time on that? Sorry, 8 minutes. 8 minutes. Yeah, it wasn't super long, but it's good to see Pete Dunne in action tonight. Oh, I skipped over the Sheamus interview, didn't I?
I think so.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, sorry, we're gonna hop back a second here. So right after the Wyatt segment, they did have Jackie Redmond was interviewing Sheamus. They both looked really freaked out there from the jump scare going to that.
Jackie did a good job selling. I loved that.
Yep, very good. And in this, Big Bronson Reed interrupted, and Sheamus wanted to throw down with Reed tonight. And Reed said, I will, but not tonight, which is like the most heelish thing to do in the world. And then he said, you can watch how they go out there and beat your buddy Pete Dunne. And that is going to take us up to Bronson Reed and Pete Dunne. There we go. But guys, what do you think of Big Bronson Reed and Pete Dunne's match? Reed did pick up the win here in just about 8 minutes, and there was a little bit of involvement from Sheamus after the match as well. But what do you think?
What can you say at this point? It just feels like Reed's here. That's all it feels like.
He's more here than Odyssey Jones, though.
Pretty much. I don't know. I'm not a
catering Jones.
No, I'm not a big fan because like he shows up and he's like, I should be this, and it's like, not to quote Orange Cassidy or anything, but
no, I get it. Like, sorry, go ahead, John.
No, I was gonna find something good out of this segment, which is Pete Dunne getting a single story. Tyler Bate is injured. I don't know how, why, or how long, but they said he was injured.
I remember hearing that.
Seeing that they immediately start this story with Pete Dunne and Sheamus, that makes me smile. Bronson Reed is fucked, but you know what? I can't do anything about that. But Pete Dunne is here, baby. Randomly on Raw after the stint on NXT, but I'm happy for him.
To not Butch.
Well, yeah, because I mean, he and Pete Dunne got drafted to SmackDown, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah. Once again, the draft just doesn't matter.
There are so many people I haven't heard from since the draft started.
I didn't know that people that were already on the roster could somehow use that NXT prohibited portal to get anywhere else on the actual roster, but apparently you can. So he just hopped in that portal down in NXT and popped right on Raw. He's like, shit, here I am. Oh, well.
Good Brothers managed to go from NXT to SmackDown all the time.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. The teleportation that professional wrestlers are capable of. But yeah, this is cool. This is going to, take us into a singles feud or program with Sheamus and Pete Dunne, which is great. Also, Sheamus apparently 15 years in WWE. Mm-hmm. So, man, time flies. It just feels like yesterday he was powerbombing Jamie Noble onto the concrete on Sci-Fi.
Ooh. And being a tag champion too.
That's how they retired. That's how Jamie Noble retired. He had Sheamus powerbomb on the concrete.
Wow.
Yeah. Made him look badass, and it was a hell of a bump. And it was always a big, talking about not a lot of wrestlers from West Virginia. Got Jamie Noble.
He was.
Still from West Virginia.
He's dead now.
Jesus.
I'm kidding.
Not literally.
I know, kayfabe.
All right, but guys, that is going to, we're going to move on from there. Going on to backstage, we had R-Truth, Miz, and Braun Strowman were all kind of doing that cord lift exercise. And
warming up.
Hey, is that what that is? Is that just a warm up? I don't know.
They're just using exercise bands, if anything. Probably like 10-pounders.
I'm clearly no athlete, Athlete. But from there, we had a Judgment Day segment because we get lots of Judgment Day segments on Monday Night Raw.
Number 35 out of 70.
They do run Raw. But Damian Priest was chatting with Finn Balor, JD McDonough, and Carlito backstage when Seth approached, and he asked if he could talk to Priest for a minute, and Priest sent his crew on.
I love this.
Yeah? Take lead on this, man. So how you duck the segment?
Okay, so as they've been doing, Damian's like, I don't want anything to do with my crew. I want to prove I can actually throw down, and he did. He did that at the pay-per-view. PLE. Sorry, don't cancel me. It was cool. And then when Seth approached, he actually handled it like a champion. He didn't say, "Oh, I'm gonna kick your ass," some stupid crap. He didn't say, "I'm El Campeon," which was pretty good. So he's not flexing that for this episode. And then they left, and they had the whole segment, and they had a talk. It was actual sensible explanation. And the fact that Seth was like, you were the better of the two of us, and you won, and things are going to happen now. So it's going to be interesting to see where this goes, especially with him acknowledging his match at SummerSlam against the Ring General. I said that right? General?
Well, you missed the da at the beginning, but otherwise,
no, trying to be subtle, keep that for a little bit. Give him his keep.
Now, do you think a lot of the kind of the way they're presenting Priest in these segments? I mean, we've talked about this before with the potential or inevitable break of the Judgment Day happening. Is this positioning him to just be a stand-up, babyface?
Yeah,
if done properly, I could see it too.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a potential. Rhea Ripley the exact same way. I think when if they haven't, if she's not considered a face backstage already, she will be by the time she's done with Liv Morgan. Mm-hmm. Whatever role Dom ends up playing in that, I think if he does end up aligned with Rhea Ripley, he may still have some face tendencies that the fans are still gonna boo him out of the house for regardless, because it's fun.
Right.
But I think Damian Priest would definitely be a face once he leaves the Judgment
Change
Day.
the music too.
I don't mind it.
I mean, I don't know. I'm picky. I'll admit to it.
This is not, this current era of professional wrestling is not the time to be picky about entrance themes either. This is it's rough pickings, man.
We'll just Jimmy Hart it.
I wish we could. I don't know what Jimmy's doing right now, but I'll try to get a hold of him if I can.
Let's go on Twitter.
But the other thing that really stood out to me in this segment was the gentleman's agreement is gone.
Yeah,
and
that was wicked.
So Seth is more than able to challenge for the world title again after SummerSlam. What the hell's his problem with CM Punk now?
Yeah, so that was just an agreement? That wasn't in the fucking contract?
Well,
so it wasn't a stipulation then. It was just like a handshake deal.
Yeah, gentleman's agreement. Yeah.
Okay, so as opposed to what happened with the deal in NXT where it actually does lock him out from. I think that's weird. So anytime they've ever done that, it's always been it's a contractual stipulation for that. I was just kind of surprised that they're like, oh, it was just something we were agreeing to do, and now we're agreeing to not do it.
Well, didn't they have the match made first, and then the stipulation was added after?
Kind of. They did the match, and then yeah.
Can I just say also, CM Punk still screwed Seth Rollins out of the World Championship, whether you can challenge for it,
all right,
or not. Yeah, fuck CM Punk.
Also, did they draw any attention tonight to the non-kick out?
No.
Okay, that means they want people to move the fuck on from that and not bring it up then. There have been other little close calls and near botches like that where they have called it out and brought attention to it before moving on. That means they did. Okay, interesting. And I read on the interwebs that Damian Priest was blaming himself for that allegedly. Yeah, I can't confirm that, but that is some things I'd heard around the buzz on the net there.
The two things that they very much avoided was that and a certain low blow that was missed. Those two moments they ixnayed.
I mean the punch to the head.
Oh,
yeah, I guarantee we're not going to see that mentioned on Friday.
Nope. No. Didn't happen.
No. Man. But moving on from there, we had Sami Zayn making his way to the ring. And he said that he was very proud to stand there in Canada's capital and represent Canada as Intercontinental Champion. I didn't know that was the capital until today, guys, and I'm very sorry.
The more you know.
I'm so sorry.
Apology accepted.
Yeah, well, you have this one, buddy.
The Canadian thing to do.
Well, you have this one, buddy.
Thank you, pal.
See, this promo, I thought he was going to drop some French because he was in the capital, to be completely honest. Not even very much, just a little bit.
That's not French Canada, is it?
I mean,
no,
it's
but
close enough.
French is still a national language for us.
It's like Ottawa's next door to Quebec, so
yeah,
you probably could hit it with a rock, just throw it. It's that close.
I swear to God, I heard you say hit it with the rock at first, and I was
I'm not gonna throw that person. That'd be weird.
But he was in pretty short order interrupted by Braun Breaker with his new entrance theme, which is better than his. You know what? I don't know actually that I like it better. I can't even 100% say that right now.
I think it's a better fit, but I think it's still not just better.
I'm probably gonna use a weird choice of words here, but like his old theme seemed very full, like the one he had when he first came out. Like now, this one just seems kind of like darker toned, if that makes any sense. So, if I had to be honest, I like the other one better because it fit like the better. I'd say this one just seems dark.
Well, and when he came out at Money in the Bank, he had the barks and the siren. Yeah. But with this new music, I wish they would have included it tonight. But it is what it is. I'm glad that they're not taking Braun out of the Intercontinental title picture. Like I said on Saturday, I thought there was no real good reason for Braun to not win the title last night. So I think if they do decide to, bump it till SummerSlam or whenever, then I'm fine with it. I hope Braun wins it soon.
Same. Yeah, I really expected that title change to happen Saturday and was really surprised when it didn't.
Maybe they didn't do it because they were on our soil. That's why they wanted to give him the W in our country.
Trying to break the stigma of Canadians losing on their home turf.
Yeah, because that definitely doesn't happen very often.
Yeah,
a Canadian celebrating Canadian victory.
Right. But this was Breaker just went ballistic, beating the hell out of Sami, and eventually after it was all said and done, Ilia Dragunov came down to check on Sami. He could have come down a little bit sooner. Maybe stop some of the violence. But
I have one real nitpick with Ilia coming out because he came out and within 30 seconds, everyone scrambled to him and completely blocked him. He could have easily came storming, like you said, like flying out and jumped over people and started swinging.
He could have helped.
Exactly. So that's my only beef with that segment.
I think I think he wants the IC title as well, and he's willing to let Sami take a little bit of a beating to soften him up.
Maybe a triple threat at SummerSlam.
Right. But this did set up for later in the night. Was that segment right after this where they set up for the match, or was it a little bit later?
I don't think it was right after, but I think it was after a commercial break kind of thing.
Oh, okay. But so coming back from that break, they did set up for that match. Dragunov said he wanted Breaker there tonight, and he would have him, and that would happen later this evening. But the next match that we had on the card, JD McDonough and Finn Balor with Carlito, taking on Braun Strowman, who runs like a Hanna-Barbera character, and Miz and R-Truth. 6-man tag, pretty solid in-ring work, not super duper long, went about 9 minutes, which is about as long as it needed to go.
It filled the show.
This really just kind of felt like it's maybe the first little pieces of the Miz turning back heel.
Imagine Truth turning heel.
We got that, and it was what led to Little Jimmy. So, I mean, technically, I'm not against it, but
it's so weird.
I don't see Miz turning heel either. I do think that I think that if they do decide to split up Miz and Truth, that it's just gonna go. They're just gonna go their separate ways. They flop.
I can agree with that.
Miz around too much, so
almost Big Show at that point,
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much, yeah.
Douglas, Arizona. Everyone is 3 hours behind me. Apparently, even this gentleman from Douglas, Arizona.
Welcome,
$930
Arizona. I will say my favorite. What I thought was really funny was that clip right there where you see with Truth and Strowman. That's having some fun. That was pretty cool to see. Not to be a big fan of that, but like it was just really entertaining because they were like, "Let's do this. Let's be assholes. Let's go run around the ring and destroy people."
Quit making Braun Strowman run.
In this
Stop
part,
it.
no, in this
Like,
segment,
all I
fine.
hear is that like sound it makes when Scooby takes off.
Do that
like,
again.
No, I'm not doing it again. Not happening.
No, it was entertaining as shit for that moment, but I'm not. No,
I don't know. It sounds more like a turkey. I don't really.
gobble gobble.
Great sound effects.
No, but yeah, the match it gave everyone some time to go. Had some fun. Bron and Truth got to do their weird antic, and that's it.
Yeah.
Done. Served its purpose for that. What, 9 minutes, 10 minutes?
Yeah, it was
Got to
nice.
see Hanna-Barbera characters for a bit. So
Yeah, and like, I don't know. They what are they doing with Strowman?
well, your name looks like it says one big slob on your shirt.
I think it's kind of just emblematic of what they've always had a problem with. It's there's only so many ideas to go and so many good ideas to go around. There's only so much TV time they're willing to dedicate to people for reasons. You know, if they put Strowman on TV, it's because kids like him. They can sell the big man, little guy kind of feuds with him, or stuff like Miz and Truth. He works well with them. So
Yeah.
I think, you know, everybody has their purpose, even if it's just a few minutes of comedy wrestling.
You know, it is fair that, you know, I'm basically saying he's a cartoon character and he's aligned with Miz and R-Truth, who are also cartoon characters at the end of the day. That is probably one of the more child-friendly acts that they do is Awesome Truth.
Yep. It's still funny though.
It does make sense. I'll not say it's not funny, but like that does make complete sense to kind of, you know, group them together like that. Just quit making him run. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to say it every single week that they do it. Every week he runs. I'm
you will.
I'm going to say it's bad. This is my new Ivar, guys. He's out on injury right now. I got to have something to complain about every week. You know,
Don't worry, you've got that, and CJ's got something too. So
we all have things. We all have our things that irk us week in and week out.
Imagine.
Yeah, we still got to talk about mine.
Yeah, you're super excited. We saw you in the chat. You were just like,
You keep tagging me whenever those promos start.
It's worth
I'm just
it.
like, man, I'm trying to watch the show.
it's so funny because you're just like,
I'm glad you get a kick out of it.
it's worth it.
We are
Anyways.
going to inch ever closer to that segment that they're alluding to there. But before that happens, we had a few more things to talk about there. But we popped backstage, and Adam Pearce was talking to CM Punk. And okay, sorry, I did miss this. I do have I had very quickly jotted here. Pearce did say half the problem is that you're not medically cleared. So Punk is not able to wrestle right now. So they did actually state that, you know, yeah, kind of as a toss-off line, but they did state that there. And he told him to go home. And, you know, Punk's like, I've been home an awful lot, and this is just kind of, you know, the issue here. And Punk's, he's a dick, and everyone's a dick in this situation. Nobody's really nice. But I do think that at this point, CM Punk's just gone a little far. He's angry about a bracelet now.
There's a lot of things you just said, like basically up until the bracelet. It's like that same exact statement could have been said in AEW.
Ooh, shots fired.
Not really. Those aren't shots fired. That's just
no.
Facts.
That's just facts.
Yeah. It's just the reality of the situation.
But I mean, like this idea that Punk has to stay home and Drew's gonna be here next week. How do we feel like? How likely do we think that is?
That Drew's there and Punk isn't.
Yeah,
Not likely. Punk's going to be there. Like, I mean, again, you know, we've talked about what, you know, how healthy people are and stuff. Like, you know, they're saying Punk's not cleared right now. Is this a situation where he is going to be cleared for SummerSlam?
Maybe.
Or are we getting worked and he actually is cleared and they're just
He
telling
has
us
been
that
wearing
he's
the
not?
brace for a while. He's been out of that brace for.
See, I got one question in regards to this whole Punk McIntyre thing. So, if this happens at SummerSlam, it's Punk versus McIntyre, and let's say Punk gets the win, okay? And then like 2 days later at like Raw, we find out Punk's injured. Well, do they have a backup plan?
I'm going to be honest here, and I'm not saying this to be any sort of way. I don't need people to at me or anything, because anytime CM Punk comes into a conversation, there's going to be somebody that's going to be like just really angry and send some sort of strongly worded physical.
Here comes
threat.
the opinion.
Well, now I'm scared, Caesar. Now I'm scared.
Good.
No, Punk.
It's just a few death threats. You'll be fine.
Yeah. So it's a car bomb. So it's a bag of dookie on your porch. Big deal. Get over it. You should see Canadian death threats. Ooh, buddy.
What's a Canadian death threat? Like that? By the way,
death threat is literally just a picture of a goose, but like super angry looking, mouth open. You can see like all the teeth.
If I were to ever have a metal band, Canadian Death Threat is going to be the name of it.
You just love naming things Canadian things.
Canadian
Power Outage.
I should just really move up there. That's really.
Tyler.
Shit, now I forgot what I was going to say. I actually fell off the train of thought completely.
It's about the Punk and McIntyre you're going to talk about, I think.
Yeah, we were talking about whether Punk's actually going to stay home next week or not.
Yeah, and then we also mentioned, like, if they do have the match at SummerSlam, and let's say Punk gets the win, and then, like, a couple days later, they go to Raw.
Thank you.
Is Punk going to be able to, like, have a backup plan?
That's it. At this point with CM Punk, that's what I was willing to. I didn't want people to at me. When Punk's involved in any angle, any match, any story right now, I would say there is absolutely 100% a backup plan in place. After the Royal Rumble, there's a backup plan in place for everything they're going to do with him, because they're not just looking at that; they're looking at his time in AEW too. Like, this is, he's not young; he's old, and man, I was actually surprised that like he threw that fragile line at him earlier in the night too. But like, he's not a young man, and I'm sure that they have a B and possibly C plan in place for that. It is wrestling. I'm sure they have backup plans for a lot of angles, but especially when you are dealing with CM Punk.
Yeah,
because you just don't want to take the chance that you're going to wind up having another WrestleMania 40 situation where, it's all chaos day in, day out.
And then The Rock just takes credit for the whole thing.
Oh, yeah, no, shit, exactly. I told them to do this. No. The one thing I'm hoping doesn't happen, I swear I hope this doesn't happen, is they go and do something like, let's say Punk goes and says, I'm injured, I'm going to be out for like 6 months. And they go and put Drew in some shitty garbage throwaway feud. That's what I don't want happening. So that'd be the biggest middle finger to Drew.
Yeah, I mean, Drew doesn't need Punk around to keep the feud alive. I think that's
no, he doesn't.
Word.
Well, hell, I mean, literally since WrestleMania, that's all he's been doing.
Like, this is, I don't even know, like, what kind of accolade you could give the man for this, but, like, the fact that Drew McIntyre has been able to juggle multiple feuds at a time and keep a feud super hot with a guy that hasn't even been on TV for the most part, like, it's incredible. Like,
Tyler,
Drew McIntyre is...
It's a crisp high five.
A crisp high five.
Mm-hmm. Just...
We're moving on into the show here, guys. So sitting backstage in the I guess the Judgment Day's clubhouse, which now has doors and ceilings and everything. It's great.
And a lock.
Well, you know what? And that lock should have been employed tonight, and
or
it
put
was
a sock
not.
on the door.
No, it would be Dom's like pink cow vest that he couldn't find that week. That's what would be hanging on the door. But in the room there, we had Dom and Liv.
That's a bad picture because you don't see the bottom.
Prepping for the match, as you can see.
Yeah, prepping.
Prepping. Yeah, they're getting ready.
I love her reaction right now in that picture.
This is very, very reminiscent of the Triple H Trish
There's
match prep.
so
they
many
did back in
memes that could be started from this picture.
It's a happening, sir. It's a happening.
The thing that stands out to me the most, oddly enough, is
Damian?
that Liv is literally taking Rhea's place because, as we know, mommy's always on top.
There's so many innuendos right now. I don't know where to start.
Man. Looks hard to me. I think that was the line Carlito had there. Like they're like here's the thing. We're still on the USA Network. We are still by technicality PG, but I really feel like they're already just like, fuck it. We're gonna be on Netflix. Like,
You know, like still a few months away. Like
January, yeah.
5.
It's concerning that USA Network also mutes the chants now. I was like, oh shit, SmackDown's fucked. SmackDown doesn't get away from anything. They're going from Fox to more censorship.
yeah.
This is sad.
Episode will be censored.
Well, and you know, it was even you've been talking about like even shit on commentary. Like Pat McAfee used the phrase "brick shithouse" tonight. Like
He's a gangster.
He
Like,
might
I
have
was-
got talked to about that one though.
Yeah, well, because that could even be. I don't even know how like the FCC. Like, I don't know like how swift and quick they are to like dole out fines and shit for that. But like, as soon as he said it, he was like, "It's 9:52 on the East Coast, Cole." Like, or whatever. It's just like, yeah, okay. And even Cole's like, "I think you could have described him a different way."
Cole's just trying to save his own ass.
Cole being the.
I mean, but
You know, somewhere I still have that Triple H jersey. I still have one of those somewhere. Sick. Classic merch.
I'm not
guys.
looking at the jersey.
Oh, you post-vert. Not even, you're not even a pervert. Pre-vert, post-vert. All the verts, Caesar. All
It's
of
Trish
them.
Stratus.
Bonk. Where's Bonk?
Box in the chat.
You have to use tact or don't say it at all.
Oh, Stephanie was so sad there.
She threw a plotted plant.
All right, so we're going to move on.
That picture right there with Liv's face is still the funniest thing ever.
It's been a lot of very heavy-handed sexual innuendo and
It's still on.
I've been genuinely surprised at some of the stuff that they have done on Raw with this and have gotten away with. Like I said, like it's, you know, I know that we are still PG on USA, but like the company seems to just kind of moved on already.
I'm kind of curious if they'll bring back like hardcore matches on Netflix. Could that be a thing?
I mean, there's already been slightly more instances of blood.
I mean, like I'm talking like, you know how they used to have like the 24/7 rule with the hardcore title, that kind of stuff. That'd be kind of cool to bring back. Not the 24/7 belt, just like the hardcore championship.
Not the
we gotta put Caesar to bed. This is bad.
What?
He's in the earliest time zone too.
We're in the same time zone, fool.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as Tyler, like he's more awake and coherent than you are.
I was thinking a point.
Apparently, John didn't think it was a good one.
All right. Fine.
Oh Jesus, we're going to steer this into the VHS tape.
Oh yeah, this.
Yeah, the VHS tape. We had our weekly Wyatt 6 spooky revelations. And just again, more of the interview between Bo and Uncle Howdy. Again, these are very, very well done, very well produced segments. Guys, you know, again, this is more of the kind of the not backstage, but more of the vignette. More of the vignette pieces here, as opposed to the in-ring stuff they've done. What do you think of the vignettes, the Uncle Howdy interview this week? Is this the third week of this as well? Did they do that? Yeah, it did, right? So this is the third week of this interview segment as well. Which is, and I don't know how many more of these they have planned. It's, you know, it feels a little like the Mankind Jim Ross kind of things. Like they are getting a lot of exposition out with these, and a lot of information is spilling out every week. How do you think they're doing with them? Where do you see this heading out? Do Do you think we're still in for a few more weeks of slow burn with this? Do you think we're going to get interviews with other members of the Six?
My question actually is because when we were watching this, we saw a lot of people being, I guess you could say, shown, but there was one person that wasn't shown. I wonder if there's a reason for that. Because they did show everybody else, but a certain masked character I don't think was shown, like their persona. Well, the apparent Dexter Lumis, or not Dexter Lumis. That we saw everybody else.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, you saw.
No, I think that is him because I mean I'm looking at the video right now. I think they just had a bit more face paint on him.
It could be that, CJ. I mean, it's possible. Rowan's obvious, Cross is obvious. Bo is Bo, and then Gacy, it was obvious. So I think you're right about that. They might have just covered up Dexter on purpose with more. So,
well, yeah, like I think they've shown his arm tattoos on TV, and like they're very similar, if not the same, to Dexter's.
So here's a question for the whole table here: could we see them at SummerSlam? Like doing something.
I mean, I think they're going to keep harassing Gable, but I don't know. I don't think they're going to be doing like a feature match.
Not a match.
Near future.
Just some wide six tactics, but like heavier at the actual summer party. You think?
Well, maybe. I think there's definitely, like, if you're gonna do it somewhere, SummerSlam would be a great place to do it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's been pretty isolated to Raw, right? Like they didn't do anything at Money in the Bank with it. Like this has been a Raw focused thing. It's obviously never affected SmackDown. That was something that last week when Corey Graves guest spotted on commentary, that kind of even they had Cole kind of like give him fair warning that like weird shit was going to happen tonight and he needs to be prepared for it. Yeah. It's not happening on SmackDown, so you deal with it here on Raw. I could see him doing something though, but like, yeah, I think it's just going to be, outside the ring, attacks, scaring Chad Gable, maybe scaring some other folks. They are scaring Jey Uso. They're just not directly going after Jey Uso.
No, they're just giving him like a little bit.
But it is interesting that the majority of their break-ins have occurred when Jey Uso is also present.
Well, and also the idea that I had it completely lost it.
Want me to take over for a second?
Sure, yes, please.
So I had an idea that would be really wild because of their antics. What if they did one of two things at SummerSlam? Either A, some kind of full-blown repeat of their debut, like Destruction, Chaos, all that kind of stuff at SummerSlam, or, because we're kind of a fan of this sometimes, what if they did like a cinematic match at SummerSlam? Like not in-ring stuff, but like some kind of cinematic and someone gets killed off.
We're killing people off? We're going Lucha Underground with it now?
I'm just making ideas here. I'm just spitballing. Because, they're not going to do a traditional match. They're not going to be like headlining WrestleMania for the World Championship kind of thing. They're going to be doing like weird stuff.
Yeah. No, this isn't an act that does,
melts.
Traditional stuff. Yeah.
So
this is
spooky.
Yeah. I mean, I could definitely see the route of cinematic matches happening with this. I mean, like I said, like that was, we've talked about it a lot on air, but like that was always one of the things I've said about the Bray Wyatt concepts and stories and kind of the universe he kind of crafted with his characters. At the end of the day, it has to be a wrestling match, and that's kind of where everything fell short. But I don't think they're going to have that happen this time. I don't think the story's going to crumble and fracture like a lot of them have. I think this is actually going to build, and I think the payoff is going to be worth it. But that being said, I don't know how they at this point right now could even do something close to a traditional match. These people are insane.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to see Rowan and Gacy in a tag belts match for sure.
Right, exactly.
But I mean, also, it's the fact that we're in such uncharted waters here, like we knew what to expect from Bray Wyatt once he got going with the Firefly Funhouse and Fiend stuff. We knew what the QR codes and the backs, like the hidden stuff, we knew what that all meant. And then when it came time to actually start getting in the ring and having matches, he had the one, and that was the last time we saw Bray Wyatt in the ring. So they really can do whatever they feel is right. And I think as long as it's done honestly, it'll turn out well.
See, I don't know if you guys remember Bray's last match. Do you guys remember that match?
The lights out match.
Yeah,
Pitch Black, whatever it's called. I mean, that's such a dumb idea, but they could have done better for it. But enough of that. But what if they did something where like it builds into like some kind of 5v5 cinematic idea? Like, not like in like the next like 3 weeks, God no. Because like they've got what? Chad, Jay is getting inserted a little bit. LA Knight was part of the last Bray Wyatt thing, so could they do that? I wonder. I don't
know. I really, like I said, I don't see this having any sort of traditional match in any way, shape, or form.
No, exactly. So that's
and I don't think they would tie up that many like main event level stars in a cinematic match at a pay-per-view. I just don't think they would do that. That's too much.
So maybe like
pushing
two people kind of thing.
Honestly, they're kind of creeping around Jey Uso. Is it just kind of this statement's going to sound like it's going to sound? Jey Uso is above being super involved with the Wyatt Six in an angle. That's not where he's at. He's higher on the card than that. This isn't an intriguing storyline. It's not a main event professional wrestling angle, though. This isn't something that's going to be booked into main event matches.
Yeah, no.
And I think that's where Jay's kind of leaning that, and Jay's kind of biding his time until the bloodline conflict.
What if
back up?
Here's a crazy one. What if like 1 week randomly Jay comes to save Chad? Could that be a thing?
I mean, they keep having them wrestle. I feel like he and Chad have been going at it for weeks.
Yeah, that is true, actually. Holy crap, I just thought about that.
Well, because they were building the Money in the Bank. Both of those guys were in that match.
Yeah. All we gotta do is wait and see.
Poor Chad, though. Poor Chad just being harassed and harangued all over the city. It's a tough state of affairs for him. And I hope he can get some good rest because he's going to need it. But speaking, still of the Wyatt Six, we backstage we had the camera following Pearce, and this is one of those instances where the camera was on him for not any particular reason. But he got yelled at by Chad Gable, and Gable was running him down for not doing anything about the Wyatt Six, and he said, he's got to handle himself. He's going to handle the way he's going to handle it, and he can deal with it.
Didn't he say something like he double security and doubled a whole bunch of other stuff like that?
It's not working.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. He's like, you're not doing anything. He's like, I doubled security, I doubled protection. This. It's like
I hired more local talent. But it took an interesting turn after Chad walked off in a huff. General Manager Scrap Daddy Adam Pearce opens his door, and sitting inside his office is Bo Dallas.
That was so creepy.
So we've talked about how the group just had this violent attack, but obviously they're not signed to any particular brand or place.
Nope.
And this is the first kind of showing that they're going to have that Bo is talking to Pearce about something. Probably an apology for nearly killing Chad Gable.
No.
I imagine that is the top of his list.
Yeah.
It would have to be, right?
What else could it be? Sorry, Adam.
But that is going to take us into our, next match on the card. Ilia Dragunov taking on Bron Breakker. The match ended in 11 minutes. Dragunov, the technical winner.
Why did he win?
What?
I said, why did he win? I wonder.
Well, disqualification wins do happen.
Listen, boys and girls. If you throw an office chair at your opponent, You might get in trouble.
Yeah, you're not allowed. His shin's all busted open there.
But
But I think that happened before.
it's just the chair though, like of all things, man. Like I feel so bad for Ilia.
Yeah, he got shellacked by that.
Could have been worse. Like Bron threw the chair and it hit him in like the cushiony angle part.
He
Like,
folded like a cheap suit. Look at him.
yeah.
I actually feel bad for Ilia.
Sami tried to come down and make the save. It was a brawl and a schmoz, and obviously the IC title picture. It's gonna be fun going into SummerSlam.
Could we see a triple threat?
I say it's very possible.
They've been doing a lot of multi-person matches.
Yeah,
Oh my
more
god.
than I would like, but
Yeah.
And
they won't do it again.
And even just in the IC title picture, like we had the triple threat at what was that? King and Queen of the Ring?
Maybe.
It was one of those Saudi shows.
That's kind of how it was getting with the North American title at NXT as well. Like,
Yeah, but
this was like Oba's first singles defense, and I don't know how long it had all been triple threats and fatal four ways. Other than that,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, this was just again, it's like I said, setting up for a lot of future conflict with them. I love it. I'm digging everything they're doing with Bron, minus them not having him actually win the IC title Saturday. I thought that was the right decision, but his character is a lot of fun. I enjoy the intensity. He's scary. Like, he's a blast to watch in the ring. Blink and, you blink and he's like 15 feet further away than he was a second before.
Well, that's like I mentioned on Saturday. I would have loved to see them add some sort of speedometer for how fast he can run in the ring. However they're able to do it, I just really want to see it.
I mean, why the hell not? Okay, it's wrestling. Just lie. Just be like, yeah, we've got a speed monitor in the main camera here that can tell you what his rough speed. Like, why the hell not? Like, come on. Like they're being completely honest with those decibel readings.
Oh yeah, totally. Absolutely, they were.
Like, and Cyber Sunday. Those were legitimate votes too, guys. Just.
Well, yeah, they were all legitimate votes because it was either a street fight, no disqualification, or a hardcore match.
Well, we just broke.
I was gonna say, I'll give him credit because that first Taboo Tuesday was a shoot, and that's when they learned that's when they learned their lesson. That's when they were like, never again.
Shawn Michaels' knee was real fucked up still, and he's like, I was unexpecting to actually be voted into that main event, and I had to go out there and wrestle with my ACL hanging on. Like,
no big deal.
Yeah. So the
That's
very
when you
first
film
one
an
was
angle. That's when you film an angle, and it's just like, okay, well, second place, there you go.
Yep.
Good luck, guys.
The one on the right there is reminiscent of when this little thing gets angry.
I believe it.
Yeah, there's truth, guys. There's truth to the viciosity of the Chihuahua. But moving on, we had a vignette with Priest talking about retaining his title at the pay-per-view and inviting Gunther to show up at Raw next week to have a face-to-face. They advertised this for tonight initially. But hey, card subject to change, right? So, so next
call
week,
them announcing that before, but yeah, Damian Priest and Gunther face to face. There you go.
But yeah, parts of it, maybe they didn't want to have both Gunther and Rhea returning on the same show. I don't really know here. It's not like Gunther's being like gone, but
no, that's set for next week.
I swear, I'm gonna have to find where I had that from this morning because it was listed in there when I did my Raw preview this morning. But things change, it's not a big deal. I swear Hunter does do shit like this to me specifically though. Like he'll wait till I post it and then he'll add 2 matches.
Or take a match.
Yeah. But yeah, so the Ring General will be present presumably on Raw next week. All right, guys. I think up next. Oh, it's the promo that was alluded to earlier that Caesar said CJ was so excited about.
Yeah.
You know what, CJ, I'm gonna let you take the helm on the Final Testament promo this evening.
I'd rather eat glass.
Fair enough. Caesar, talk about the Final Testament promo this evening.
Yeah. I can't take Cross seriously. Like he goes off and I'm just like, okay. I don't know what else to say about that. I'm just, as soon as he shows up, I just kind of go,
He's funny outside the ring. He is funny on social media.
But like, my post is true. Her face.
His character is just not good. It's bad. I don't know what this is really going to end with him in Judgment Day, but like, just get it done. Get it done and get him off TV.
Yeah, I'm not here for it.
No one's here for it. No one is.
No, he is.
No one at all.
Ross is like, this is the best shit ever. Best promo was ever, guys. I'm world champion.
You're not even speed champion.
Guys,
don't give Triple H any ideas.
You know what? If that's what they want to, if they want to shove Karrion Kross onto Twitter, and I don't have to see him on Raw every week, cool.
Well,
please.
He can be Twitter's problem. But
yeah, I mean, no speed champion on Raw tonight.
He would do a speed match and take a bump and be out for like 6 months.
Karrion can't bump enough times in one match for a speed match.
Nope. 30 seconds in, bump, over.
But moving to a someone who doesn't bump a lot to a match where a lot of bumps happen. We had Damage Control taking on Ilia and Katana Chain. Did you say Damage Granola?
Colonel.
I put in the group chat that because of how they stylize Control, I'm like, I pronounce it Damage Curdle and Caesar.
Damage Curdle
sounds like a WoW faction or something.
No, we're latching on this Damage Colonel. We're latching onto it. But they took on Katana Chance, Kaden Carter, and Lyra Valkyria.
They need a name.
They're not teaming probably more than this. Really.
No, the two of them.
Oh, well, they need a name. But that Damage Control picks up the win here in just about 9 minutes and some change. After the match, Sonya Deville, Zoe Stark, and Shayna Baszler just wrecked the shop. And this, Final Testament, no, this I am here for. Like, I'm excited about this grouping. I'm sure it's going to, be then probably feuding with Damage Control in some degree. I mean, it's already kind of set there. You've got 3 and 3 already to roll.
You know what's funny?
But I'm pumped for this.
You know what's funny? The 3 of them as a faction have taken more bumps in 5 minutes than Karrion Kross.
Karrion Kross is going to get so mad at us. Yeah. And
I've actually tweeted at him, do you actually wrestle on Raw? He never responded.
I thought you were like, he blocked me.
I probably blocked
later. Hold on, I'm going to check actually.
I'm looking forward to this group. Like I think when they did the Paige, Sonya and Mandy Rose stable, like they didn't do right by Mandy's or by Sonya. So hopefully this gives Sonya a chance to be like the breakout star of this stable.
Was that the group that had to rename? What?
No, that was PCB. You're thinking.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Karrion Kross did block him.
Oh, wow. Karrion Kross has blocked Caesar, ladies and gentlemen.
It's official. I win.
I'm pretty sure I've never even followed or like never interacted with him in my life.
Oh, that's so great.
See if I'm blocked.
That's a massive flex right there.
Yep, goals, sir, goals. But
Cody's jealous.
No, I'm not blocked, so it was definitely because of your tweet.
Yeah. I can still follow him though, apparently.
Lordy.
I don't think it actually lets you if you try.
Oh, the button's there.
It does. The button does nothing. But backstage, Kathy Kelly was interviewing Zelina Vega and Rey Mysterio ahead of their main event match tonight. Pretty standard interview here, just kind of hyping up the match tonight. Pretty good though. Zelina Vega's good on the mic. Like,
she's great.
Ray's Ray, so you know we're going to get there. But yeah, just solid, quick little promo to hype tonight's main event. And so, sticking backstage, we had Jackie Redmond catch up with Baszler, Stark, and Deville to kind of get a beat on, you know, what their motivations here were for their actions tonight. Good interview here as well. In the background of this, we saw Chad Gable talking to the Creed brothers and Ivy Nile. So the continuation of that, future grouping, and also, Triple H loves putting people in the background. He loves doing that, but he wants people to pay attention to stuff that's going on around everything else. But this promo also involved Isla Dawn and Alba Fire walking up and involved with themselves. So, a lot of fun stuff going on here with the women's tag division, I think.
Yeah, it's getting somewhere.
First time we've said that in a while, huh?
Yep. I have not said that about Raw in a minute. But yeah, I'm excited here. I think we're going to have some fun stuff to go through the rest of the summer. All right, guys, that takes us back up around to the main event, which we discussed this evening. Before we kind of get into our show closing segments, Jobber, then makes our night and whatnot, is there anything else that either of you want to touch on or bring up that we didn't discuss?
Karrion Kross blocked me.
I guess I have to figure out a way to get Karrion Kross to block me.
Ask him if Wyatt if he wrestles. Just tell him to be a dick to him. There. You're welcome. No, the show itself, it had its matches. I was excited for this certain segment where Liv hightailed out of the ring and Rhea came through like a very angry woman, or in some cases, someone who's going to curb stomp Dom.
I mean, in a lot of ways, this show was a little bit of a reset, a little bit of a maintenance kind of episode. We were pivoting from Money in the Bank towards SummerSlam, and SummerSlam's not that far away.
It's like basically tomorrow.
It's a few weeks really, and so they have to pivot pretty quickly. And this is, I feel like, what a lot of this episode got used for. And I don't know if it's just because the NXT show was so just hype last night. This felt like a long Raw. Often Raw, the 3 hours goes by pretty quickly.
Or
this
steady.
one, I was struggling to keep my attention on the screen for a lot of portions of tonight. And I don't know if it's because they tired Oregon. I just figured it was because NXT was just NXT last night. But yeah.
It was it's basically since Friday. We had, I had SmackDown and then Money in the Bank. I got called away to work, or else I would have been on for Heatwave. But I mean, there's a lot of wrestling in the last few days. And Tyler, you and I still got NXT tomorrow too.
We got NXT tomorrow. And guys, speaking of, before we kind of get into things, Level Up Adventure is coming. I said this last night, but I'm a little irritated with Peacock. I'm assuming it's different for you guys in Canada then. But they are 2 weeks behind on uploading Level Up on Peacock. And that makes no sense because NXT airs on Tuesdays and is on Peacock on Wednesdays. So why Level Up, which is made exclusively for Peacock and nothing else, isn't up there immediately? I don't know. So, but I'm getting this all sorted, and this weekend we're planning on getting that done up for the first time. So excited about that, guys.
Yeah.
Very excited.
We get Level Up on demand same day. So when it airs, I watch it on Saturdays, and it's a half an hour out of my day, and super easy.
I'm gonna have to knock it out when it airs right after SmackDown on Friday nights. That's how I'm gonna have to roll. And again, not hard. It's a half-hour show, but hey, guys, before we get into our jobbers and megastars of the night, I do want to give a shout out to one of our wonderful sponsors out there, Monk.com. They have incredible aromatherapy products that you can get yourself. Find some relaxation and good sense while you're at it, and go over there. DSR10, that is our promo code. It's going to get you 10% off on your order there at monk.com. Head over, get it done, and make it smell nice and relax, guys. It's lovely. It's a nice thing to do. And I said, like I said last night, I'm loosely familiar with the smokable aromatherapy products in this world. So it's good stuff out there, guys. But that's going to bring us into this evening's jobber of the night for the 8th of July, 2024. Who would like to take the lead on a jobberish jobberino?
Ooh. I'll throw my Canadian hat in this one. Hands down, Bronson Reed. Hands down.
Damn. Okay.
Like, what's going on? Where? What? Who? Why? Other words. He shows up. He screams that he should be in like these certain things, and then has decent matches, and then disappears to the back to catering to the next week. That's it. That's the easy way of explaining it, I'd say.
That is a succinct and accurate description of how they use Bronson Reed. It is sparingly and not well.
Who's next, boys?
I just didn't know if that was all you were gonna say or not.
No, that was it. There's not much else to say.
I mean, that's solid. I think I'm gonna have to go with Bronson Reed too. Like it needs to be something beneficial. Like the guy didn't get on a premium live event from his home country, and you're still not doing anything with him to even make it up to him. Like, toss the guy a bone, let him cook with something for a little bit. Like, he was...
Put him in a tag spot, something that will make us want to watch him.
Yeah.
He was like the side dish to whatever Sheamus and Pete Dunne are cooking now. So I hope that they start doing something with him, but tonight was not it. So, jobber of the night.
I have to almost regretfully give mine to Carter and Chance tonight. And this isn't a reflection of their performances really in ring. There's just something with this that ain't clicking on the main roster for them. I don't know if the party girl gimmick isn't like working, if it's just like them as characters, even aside from that, I don't know, but it's just not clicking. They're not getting reactions, and it's even like we talked about like for weeks and even really months, as DIY built that reaction and that foothold up, and now they're getting the reaction they should have been getting. It's been about that same amount of time for Chance and Carter, and I don't know what they need to do. And I kind of shrieked a little bit when they had Lyra with them tonight, because I don't want Lyra getting sucked into that. She's building good momentum and getting a good head of steam behind her. I've actually, I've really enjoyed the way they've booked Lyra since she's been on the main roster. I think it's been a nice, solid, slower building up of her character, and then eventually they'll pull the trigger and she'll be, a main event player up there. I don't want her. I don't want her stumbling down with this, because, like I said, Caden and I like them. I think they're a great tag team, but it's not working like it did at NXT, and that is a little concerning, because we talk about the translation of gimmicks from down there to up to the main roster a lot, and how that translation should be a little smoother now that the guys in charge are kind of share parts of their brain basically. But like, it's not working for him, and I hate to say that and give him the jobber role tonight. But
the one thing I will say is, like, because of like, I do agree with the momentum thing with Lyra, because this was kind of like a reset show. We almost can say that we'll let it slide for today, but next week definitely right back into like the momentum push kind of thing. That's fair. As for the tag team, NXT for a bit maybe.
Well, and that's why I was saying, like, with the Baszler, Stark, and DeVille teaming, I'd rather them go against Damage Control, because I don't want them going against Carter, Chance, and Lyra. I don't want that. I don't want that being a group any longer than tonight. I think I'm more worried than I need to be. I think I'm being a little more worried than I should be about it.
Cool for tonight. They had their fun, but no.
Yeah. It really, just part of it, I think, is I'm a little protective of Lyra. Like, I think she's
I agree.
Incredible team and I get nervous anytime a call-up happens, and I want her to do well in the main roster.
I think the whole table can agree that like Lyra's going to get pushed maybe next week, maybe the next few weeks.
It's happening. She's got a good solid build up there, but so Carter and Chance, my jobbers of tonight.
Oh my goodness,
guys, that's gonna take us into our mega stars of the night.
Whoa, what's that say?
I can't read it. I don't see the colors blue and white. I just don't. I only see red.
A red SmackDown
and
logo.
Also sometimes white.
Yeah.
A red SmackDown.
And I see gold. I see gold and black.
There you go. My microphone was unplugged. Thanks.
Oh no.
I was gonna say it doesn't matter because the fucking brand split doesn't matter on TV. So what does it matter what logos you use?
It was a joke. I know.
John was making a very meta statement on the situation in the industry.
I do that a lot. You'd be surprised. It's a result of it's almost 20 years of smoking marijuana.
Monk aromatherapy, I think, is what he meant. I'm just
Use
putting
code
that out
DSR.
there. DSR 10. But the mega stars of the night, guys.
You go first.
I'm going with Braun Strowman. No, I'm kidding. Breaker. I'm going with Braun Breaker. I thought that they did a good job pivoting him off of that loss on Saturday, which I still disagree with. But I liked how they handled that. You know, he came out and there was like a second where you thought he might actually offer the handshake and, you know, tell Sami Zayn, you know what, you bested me that night. Nah, took 3 steps back and speared him. You know, and tonight he just, you know, wrecked shop with that brawl. Braun's a beast, and I thought this was a good job of getting him kind of back on the right path to being a beast. Saturday definitely hurt his momentum a little bit, in my opinion. But tonight, I think we're on the right track again with him.
I'll let CJ take this one before I go through mine.
All right, so mine, I got to give it to Bo Dallas. Like the Wyatt family stuff is just so good, and it's so intriguing, and it all feels so real and personal. No matter what they do, the fans are still going to have a connection to it because of his brother. So I think that if they keep doing what they're doing, they're going to find success with it. It is already a hit right now, as far as I'm concerned. I'm not worried at all what happens when they end up getting in the ring with it. But you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there either way. So my megastar of the night's definitely Bo Dallas.
Right on.
I'm heavily torn because there's 2 things I want to mention. So may I bring up the 2 points, or should I pick one, you think?
No, do it both.
Okay.
Your turn, man. You spend your time however you want.
Oh, thanks for the permission. No, so when it comes to new, I'm going to give it to the new trio to be named pretty soon of DeVille, Baszler, and Stark. I don't know where it's going to go, but it's going to be very interesting to see how it goes with the 3 of them running roughshod through all the women and just possibly taking the tag belts. I mean, if they do it properly.
I can see that in their future for sure.
Because when they came out, they went roughshod. They went chaotic. They started dropping the girls in the ring and all the stuff they're doing. Even Sonya got to do some moves and take some bumps. But if I'm going to give it properly to somebody for megastar, you got to give it to Rhea. She's back. She's ready to kill Dom. I mean, talk to Dom, discuss things.
Dom, kill. She's ready to rock it.
She's going to kill everyone. She's just gonna show up in the ring and start beating people, just dropping people, everything between. So it'll be interesting.
I saw the fucking graphic got stuck. Oh, my mouse died at the worst possible time.
Oh man,
so I'm like scrambling to get one. And then the charger wouldn't work, so I'm like running looking for a freaking wired one. So yeah, sorry, Rhea Ripley looks like Braun Breaker.
I didn't want to say anything because obviously you guys know my internet has never been the greatest, and where I'm at with this job, it like cuts in and out at the best of times too. So I was like, I don't know if that image is still up or if the stream has just really lagged as far as pictures.
If I'm being honest,
that is also why I didn't say anything about it, because there was a stream that we did early on when we all started doing these together that my camera froze for like 5 minutes, but like the audio was fine. So I kind of wondered if it was something on my end. So yeah, John, we all kind of just assumed everything was fine. In reality, it was just us.
If I'm being honest, CJ, it seems like your internet's better now. Because before there'd be like a bit of a lag patch where we'd be talking about something and then you would just swoop in. Now it's like you swoop in when it's like a break. Before you'd be like just like so.
Because like the number of people that are using the internet now that I'm in this like bigger common living space, you'd think it would be. Why are you like this? No, like you think lag would be more, and no, it is actually better. I think
I'd say it's a lot better compared to before. Like I said, now it's like you swoop in at times when I stop talking, or he stops talking, or John stops talking. So cool.
Oh, I'll have to look at getting that upgraded when I get back home then.
But guys, that is Monday Night Raw in a nutshell here, broken down and discussed for all you fine folks listening. And hey, guys, if all you guys watching us live and on demand, if you enjoyed what you saw tonight, I have great news for you. I have wonderful news for you if you really enjoyed what you saw tonight, and I have terrible, devastating news for you if you didn't enjoy what you watched tonight. But if you did enjoy, we are here every night of the week during the weeks, breaking down where we got Raw on Mondays, NXT on Tuesdays, AEW Dynamite on Wednesday nights. On Thursdays, of course, it is TNA Impact. Fridays, as always, is going to be SmackDown. And hey, we cover PLEs and special shows when they come up. Also, on Thursday mornings, being posted the flagship DSR podcast. If you're up late on Wednesday nights and you want to check it out live, do it. But hey, if you're like me and early to bed, early to rise, yeah, let's do it on Thursday mornings like the rest of us. And then on Sundays, we have the 3NT podcast broadcast through DSR as well. Always check that out, guys. There is the Cold Case Project, not a wrestling podcast, but a very, very cool and interesting and intriguing true crime podcast. Go check that out over on YouTube. And after you're done watching that, you should check out the Shopify store for DSR and find yourself some cool, fun merch and swag over there. And guys, I know this is the one you hate hearing, the one you don't want to hear every time. But if I was a werewolf, my name would be like and subscribe, okay? Guys, just we appreciate it. The interaction, the likes, the subscribes, it means a lot to us, and we really, really do appreciate that.
Let's go.
But hey, let's I know one of the places I'll see him next. But CJ, tell the folks where they can find you next if they would like to do so.
Well, I'm always here every Monday, every Tuesday, every Friday, every Sunday when our Level Up adventure finally gets underway. Which you didn't even mention that in the list of programming. I was waiting for.
I mentioned it earlier. It came up earlier. I don't try to be too braggadocious about all the cool shit we get to do.
See, like it was Tyler's idea.
Send me an HD version of that, by the way. Nice and pretty.
I'm going to have to make an HD version of that.
Oh crap.
Like this was his idea, but then like the last couple weeks it's been like, oh well, I haven't watched it yet. We'll do it next week, and then it's Peacock. It's not actually Peacock. You just don't want to do it. And don't
You're responsible for the photo quality and the watching the product.
I'm gonna have to like remake that thing on like a tablet or something, or find a different program.
It's okay.
But
it was a concept image.
I almost almost like sent a picture of like what my peacock looks like. I want to word that.
No, don't send CJ a picture of your peacock.
I'm so glad.
It is absolutely.
We're gonna have to get a DSR,
all the FBI
human resources department here.
Hey, John, if you need a witness, I'll be there for
It's
that.
just our friend Gary Joe. He's the
I'm the
human
witness.
HR department.
So I gotta fill out
Gary,
paperwork.
we love you to death, Gary. That makes so much. If anybody in the is going to be the head of HR, it would
I have to
absolutely,
call him the head of the DSR HR.
without question, he is the kindest, gentlest soul that we have at Dirt Sheet Radio, and it would absolutely be him.
Can we call
Could you
him
imagine that
sorry.
conversation? Look, Tyler, you
What?
sent CJ these pictures of your peacock, and I gotta admit it's a nice peacock, but you can't just be sending them around.
Listen, we got rules here, buddy.
We got
It's
rules.
it's the premium
There's rules and
subscription.
regulations,
You're not
Kay.
getting any ads.
Guys,
You
I
should
want to
be
go to
proud.
sleep. Can we wrap this up?
Oh my God!
Be proud. Put your peacock away, Tyler. We gotta go home.
No, that's
Sorry, you're right. All right, guys, we're taking it home, guys. We're taking it home.
Was this the last
Real
50
quick,
minutes of the episode or peacock related?
Caesar, hit the folks real quick. Tell them where they can find you next.
You guys can always catch me here on the Monday night episode with these two gentlemen and as well John, and as always hanging out on Wednesday with the crew there for the AEW Dynamite post-show rewind. And as always, gentlemen, where can we find you?
Well, I'm here Monday nights with you guys as always, and we'll be back on tomorrow night with CJ and Malik breaking down NXT. If Malik makes it, it's a maybe this week. He's got a lot going on. And then, guys, PLEs when I can do it. And as CJ said, Level Up Adventure will be happening this weekend. Hell or high water, as my great granddaddy used to say. Appalachian folks. But yeah, and if you want to find me on social media, it's the Pro Wrestling Hipster on Facebook. I don't do stuff on Twitter and Instagram other than farm pictures for memes and updates. Sorry, guys. But hey, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We appreciate it. We'll be back live tomorrow night, y'all.